Help me to reach 1,000 subscribers, guys. You are my motivation. The manga starts with a moonlight sky as a man is saying that it is time. He explains that even after his clan was destroyed by the demonic sect, the reason they struggled to survive was solely for the purpose of revenge. As we see him standing at the top of a tree branch, he hops over a wall and we see a fire underneath it. There is a guard standing. Watch. Hands start to come out from the shadows, making the guy rubberneck like when I pass your mother on the street. He says it won't take long before they notice the sentry's disappearance, and that he'll finish this all before that happens. The bloodshed continues and we hear an old man saying that it's very noisy outside. He looks up and we see his eyes are a deep dark red. The man from outside says that to think that he's peacefully meditating while his subordinates are being slaughtered, and he's as heartless as usual. The old man says that he could say the same thing about him. Running amok without knowing anything, saying he is the heartless one, asking if he thinks a man would care about the insects beneath his feet as he climbs a mountain. Of course he wouldn't, because he'd be staring at the peak, and that is how one reaches the pinnacle of martial arts. The man says that's nonsense and we finally learn that his name is Kong Win. Win says that he will kill him with his hands today, and we learn that the old man is the heavenly demon. Win dashes forward as a blue aura starts to glow from his hand. He begins charging up lightning with it and it's called the Heavenly Lightning Fist. He goes in with his attack directly to the heavenly demon's face. And he laughs, asking if that's all he's got as he starts to stretch out his hand, using his own martial art called the Heavenly Blood-Tide Art. And he tells Win to watch and learn as he begins to shoot out an actual energy beam that meets Win's fist, creating some Dragon Ball Z-type energy battle. Obviously, the heavenly demon wins because it shoots straight past Win's hand, injuring his face, and he recognizes the energy beam as a sword key. The heavenly demon says that he will send him over to his father today, and that he's finished. But Win has other thoughts as he begins to use another technique. The heavenly demon looks surprised as Win starts to come in with a palm attack called the Heavenly Divine Palm. We see him break the energy beam, and the heavenly demon is surprised, saying that he can't believe his steel tempering, which makes his fist harder than steel, lost to his bare hands. Win then continues hitting him straight in the chest with his punch, sending lightning all throughout his body, causing him to fly into the wall behind him. Win starts panting, saying that he should stop talking about his father with that dirty mouth of his. And surely he has not forgotten all the evil deeds he's committed in his time of being alive, and that this is the rage of all those people. The heavenly demon says that he should have wiped out the roots of the Cloud Dragon sect back then. He doesn't know what kind of enlightenment he received, but he's honestly surprised. He can't believe he broke through his heavenly demon blood surge art, and that he's left him with no other choice. As he pulls out some kind of gourd, Win asks if that is an elixir. As the old man begins chug-jugging that, Win says that if he drinks an elixir of that amount at once, he'll undergo demonic ki deviation. A purple energy shatters the gourd, as the heavenly demon starts powering up because his ki is overflowing. But it's so much so that his face begins to look strained. As his eyes bulge out, he lets out a very powerful roar, sending out a shockwave around, making Win put up his hands to block the wind as it flies past him. Win can't believe what he's witnessing, and then hears the heavenly demon call out to him, but from behind. And when he turns, the attack is already coming in, with the heavenly demon saying that it's time for him to disappear. Win looks at it, realizing he's too late, and we hear somebody else cast a barrier. It then puts up a protective shield around Win, and Win recognizes what it is, but is just surprised. The man then enters, saying that he's sorry for being late, and he got caught lazing around. Win calls him the Great Mage, and the dude says that he told him not to call him some lame-ass nickname like that, and then asks if this is the nemesis he was talking about. Win says that this is the guy who claims to have come from another world, and if it weren't for him, he would have died helplessly. It then jumps to reality as a man is screaming, "Wait!" and he says that he thought this was a regular Muram story, wondering why the hell a random high-level mage from a different world appeared out of nowhere. And he sighs, saying that he was having fun reading it too, and that this is a straight mood killer. He says the author must be on some fentanyl, because how does it make sense that there's another world out of nowhere? And we are introduced to him, and his name is Jin Siwon, and he is 23 years old. His phone begins buzzing, and we learn that he was discharged 6 months ago, and he is preparing to go back to college. His boy hits him up, asking if he's trying to grind some ranked, and Siwon just wonders if his friend has no one else to play with. He says like many people who have completed their service before being discharged, he had a good life plan. He wanted to earn certifications while preparing to return to college and study all the things he couldn't study while he was in the military. But he missed too many fun things in society. He heads out to town saying that he still has some money left, but debates finding a part-time job. He says that since he is a Muram novel fanatic, he spent a lot of time lost in fantasies of being the protagonist of a Muram world. He heads into a PC cafe, and the cashier knows him by name, asking if he's going to Loyal Ground again today. Siwon says yes and that he wants 10 hours. He says that he's also sunk hours into Loyal Ground. And even though it's the only game he played during his leaves after being discharged, he started seriously grinding and became a top 10 ranker in 3 months. He hops in Discord and tells his boy that he's logging in, so to wait in the lobby. He's also made some spare change from the tournaments they occasionally hold in internet cafes too. The game is pretty simple. 100 players drop from the plane, and they collect the weapons scattered around the map and kill each other until one person is left. He's talking about PUBG. He then calls out the coordinates, telling his boy that there's 2 people. He tells his boy to look 120, since the game has a compass at the top. He starts firing and kills both of them instantly with a double headshot. His boy yells, saying that there are only 2 people left now. Siwon says that he's so loud and that he already died once, wondering why he's still yapping so much, and that they should just farm for now and stay alive, as they need to find the safe zone before they leave. And his boy says that he'll only believe in him. With the circle closing, we see some other players running towards the building. As they slowly enter the door, they see some loot on the ground, such as a first aid kit, and they say that seeing how the loot's still here, doesn't look like he's entered. Of course it's a bait. And anybody who's played PUBG would know as such, because when he enters going to get the free loot, we see Seo's character sitting in the corner, straight up camping the __. The guy outside hears gunshots and sees that his teammate's dead, and he says that he can't believe he was hiding inside, so he needs to get out of here. He begins running away instead of trading out his teammate and gets shot in the back of the head. He is now the last person remaining, so he has won the chicken dinner. Siwon sighs as his friend thanks him for carrying him, and he just tells him to queue it up already and that he should lock in and start studying tomorrow. Words we've all said, but still we hear procrastinating. He then gets a notification on his phone and looks down at it, and they ask if he's studying well. They say that they sent his academy fees and some extra money, so he should eat well, and that they're sorry they can't send more. He thanks her, as we learn it's his mother, and he says he's going to bed soon. He then tells his friend that he's not going to play anymore starting tomorrow, and his boy says that he told him they would go to a clan war together. Siwon says that he can't, as he needs to start going to an English academy, and he feels guilty every time he sees his mother's texts. He's been living like this for months now. As he heads back into his apartment, he starts doom scrolling that night. Some of the shorts are people talking about people with mysterious powers being spotted abroad, and that they are calling themselves players. Siwon says that when he tries clicking to figure out more, the video got deleted suddenly, which is weird, but he decides to sleep it off. The next morning, he's heading out to the academy as his boy says that they should prepare for the clan war. And Siwon says that he wants to help him in one last game. But a purple light begins emanating behind him, and when he turns he's completely taken aback, wondering what's going on. As the light begins to go completely towards him, engulfing him, he drops his backpack to the floor, leaving not a single other trace of him behind. Siwon starts wondering what that light was. He says that he just resolved himself to study, and he wonders if it was punishment for deciding too late. As he slowly opens his eyes, he hears people speaking Russian, and he wonders why it's so loud. He then looks ahead of him, seeing people fighting with swords and magic. He wonders what the hell he's looking at and why there are so many cosplayers. As he sees them casting spells, he wonders if maybe this is a dream. He looks around more, spotting a statue, still just completely confused. The statue says that 100 players have been detected. Siwon wonders why he's hearing a voice in his head, and it's low-key a bit loud. The statue's eyes begin to glow, saying that it's initializing the system, as we see the same blue glow in Siwon's eyes, still confused by the situation. Then it mentions synchronizing the language. The previous Russian that he was hearing earlier is now being translated directly into Korean. Some fat ass in front of him says that everybody's speaking his language now. We see some people from a Muram setting talking about sex, and even mages discussing as well, with a mage asking the other one, named Chiron, what he did to get them in the situation. Chiron says this is actually what he wanted to ask him, asking Escrow why he brought him here. Escrow says that he sure is shameless, and he won't be fooled by his words anymore. Chiron says that it's not important whether he believes him or not, since everyone is fated to kneel in front of the Demon King's power. Escrow says that he'll promise him this as an archmage, as he starts to summon lightning in his hand. He says that he'll kill him here and end the Demon King soon after. He uses an ability named the Escrow-style lightning, zapping Chiron where he is. Escrow is then both surprised and confused, as Chiron is completely unscathed. Escrow then says that he definitely was the one who dragged him here, and Siwon watches all of this, realizing that this is too realistic to be a dream. The statue then says that it's going to be beginning the game. The difficulty is set to easy. They only need to get to the top 90. The decided map is the kingdom's capital, and the rewards will be awarded to the top 10 and higher. It then says it's going to skip the tutorial, and that you can't attack players in the waiting room as everything is neutralized. The map appears in front of C1. The statue then says, for those accessing the Cloyd survival for the first time, that it wants to give them a brief explanation. The game will progress for 100 years, and each day the map they play will get slightly more limited. If they exit the limited map, they may be subjected to great harm, so be careful. The game will continue until there is only one survivor left. If the game finishes or you are eliminated, you will return to your original world. Players who do not make it into the top 90 will not be able to partake in Cloyd survival again. Soon they will descend to the location they desire with the help of Argus Gaze, and they can obtain items at that place and use them to enter the top 90. And it wishes them luck. Siwon wonders if he's dreaming about loyal ground right now. The status window says that the rewards will be awarded to the top 10 and higher. Siwon sweats anxiously, saying that even if this were a dream for him to be in the middle of all these crazy-ass humans, we see a dude licking his knife. What a freak. Siwon understands that he will definitely die. He says that even if this is a dream he doesn't want to, and if this really is like the game. But before he can finish his thought, someone calls out to him, calling him messy hair. The guy asks why he keeps looking around, asking where he's from. Siwon doesn't answer, and the dude swings his blade towards him, asking if he's ignoring him. The game then starts to count down as he smiles. The dude asks why he's smiling in a situation like this, calling him crazy. As the countdown hits 1, Siwon says that it's a very simple reason why he's smiling. He's dreaming such a fun dream, so why wouldn't he enjoy it? And with his knowledge of the game, which he has abbreviated to LOG, he can easily defeat bastards like him and survive. It is now day 1 of Cloyd survival, and they all start dropping in from the airship, which doesn't actually exist, and they're just flying down covered in aura. I see where this dwarf is looking. Siwon says they're descending in crowded areas where there are many items. As per the game, those crowded areas really do have more, but he thinks it'll be better to start on the outskirts and be safe. He spots a house, saying that that should be good, and he yells, "Descend!" As he shoots straight down into the ground, he screams out of panic.